and the people settle team within reason, and options that we never had before. Say Defoe coming in, and for Morelos at times. So we've got options for building, mate.
Absolutely, pal. You know, we go back. We keep going back. May I say, rightly too. We're going back to the St Johnstone game. I think the St Johnstone game ripped a whole chunk of belief out of our support, and it's going to take a couple of really good performances for our team to get it back in. It's something we need to get out of our system, and hopefully we can get over it. A really a very, very disappointing game and result. Very disappointing. However, we need to go over it, and we will get over it. I'm sure we will. And this furore that's going on in Scottish football with them across the city, and you know, yesterday it was sectarianism they were on about. Now, probably from now until God knows when, they won't even mention it. It'll be all about them across the city. The newspapers, I mean, of course, the newspapers.
But Bridgeman, there's been stories haunting that club for weeks
decades,
and months,
decades,
right? Decades, aye. But more recently, with things that's happening in the courts, there's been that's been lingering around, and then all this carry on that we're getting now with that Kilmarnock manager and his erratic behaviour, and you know, they've not even been they've been kept out they've been hardly been on the papers, and the next thing, because what's happened today, it's all about them. Where's the press's interest in that club been for the last several months? They don't want to mention them, but all of a sudden today it's big news and they're all over the paper, and Lawwell's getting pictured here and like, why would they not go and chat on Lawwell's door asking him to make a statement on the carry on in the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, this is a big question that a lot of folk want to know about. Why, for goodness sake, why are they all interested? From a sectarianism perspective, there is only one club. So we're back to this famous saying, it was designed selectarianism or selectarianism. That's what they're doing. They're basically, the BBC are nothing short of rogues when it comes to this. They're only interested.
Wait a minute. I'm just 7 minutes past 9. That's no bad, Bridge. You're getting
I know,
better.
pal. All I'm saying is that they are the ones who are driving at the moment this sectarian business at the moment. And I'm not going to say any more about it because it will only upset a lot of folk. But it's very selective. Very selective.
It's quite obvious that the Jakey's behaviour the last 10 days, the Kilmarnock manager one, he's obviously spoilt his chances of getting that job. They've obviously realised that he is a bit
pressure, mate.
Aye, need to. But then again, the one that they've put in, he's
crack under the pressure, mate.
Crack under the pressure. Aye.
You know. I'm happy with your manager. Your support's happy with your manager to a man, I think, Traveller.
100%.
Oh, absolutely, yes. But and look, I'm under no illusions that eventually Steven Gerrard's going to move. I hope that his move from us will be directly to Liverpool, because that's obviously what the boy wants to be doing. I'm quite clear that
you're being realistic. He's not going to leave us for Leicester, is he?
I would like to think no.
Come on, he's not going to leave us for Leicester.
I want to see him getting some success with us and then moving up to the club that he spent his playing days at, and that would be great. And I can tell you this, I won't be going on to Twitter and weeping and wailing and complaining about my Wayne's greeting and getting sent home from my work because I'm blabbering and all the rest of it, because that's some of the stuff that's been getting written today. Is some of it's amusing, some of it's just shameful. So I'd like to.
How long was he there? 20, 30 years, was it?
Aye.
Or was it 20, 30 months?
Or 20, 30 months, aye. But aye, he was going to be this. He was going to get statues put outside their ground. And here the day they've got snakes and rats and all sorts of things getting kicked about. But there you go. But hey, are we surprised?
No.
We know what they're like.
No.
We know what they're like.
We've got a game tomorrow night.
Oh yes, we have.
We got a game tomorrow night, and I believe you're setting off in about 2 hours' time to get to the game. Is that right?
Well, it's about that. Aye, I'm having to take a half day after work. So, aye. I used to take a half day off to go to the pub before the game, but now I'm all grown up now. It's a half day to get the bus. Aye.
Where are you based? You up in Aberdeen?
I'm up in Aberdeen, aye. So I'm getting the bus for here. So. But aye,
well, I suppose you get one of the free passes, aren't you, for the bus?
No, just yet. But I could probably use yours.
No. The photo would be too big, mate. Anyway, we've got a game tomorrow night, and obviously people want to join us. What's the number, Bridge?
0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Travel Rug?
You go on Skype and Rangers Radio Online, and we've got Old School Blue working the magic in the background. He'll bring you in.
All right, but I think it'll be a good time for here for your manager to get the tone and maybe how we're shaping up for tomorrow night. So if you two don't mind going on mute.
I've got a wee Foxy's Glacier Mint straight in there.
All right.
Yeah, well, I've heard the news today about Brendan Rodgers. What's your reaction to that?
I've just been made aware that he's obviously in talks with Leicester. So, I mean, from us, we just see how that pans out, really. Obviously, my focus right now is Rangers and big fixture tomorrow against Dundee. So that's my main concern at the moment. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on and see how it pans out across the road.
Are you surprised with the timing of this?
Not really, because these things happen. Brendan's done ever so well at Celtic over the last few years, so it's no surprise that other clubs are watching him and are wanting to acquire his services, because he's done a very good job. And obviously I've worked with Brendan, so I know he's a very good coach. And Leicester have obviously decided to move Claude Puel on, so no, it's no surprise in terms of the time, and I think sometimes you can't control that.
And the lure of the Premier League, of course, do you think that's had a big factor in his decision?
It seems so, otherwise he'd decline the opportunity to talk to Leicester.
In terms of tomorrow night's game, how do you see the challenge of Dundee? I mean, last time we put out, it was a sort of frustrating result against them.
Yeah, it was very frustrating, and I think it's a result that still to this day doesn't really sit too well with us. We huffed and puffed on the day, and we had all the ball, but without any success in the final third, and we also scored a legitimate goal on the day. So it was a very frustrating afternoon for us, and obviously Dundee was a very important point for them. And I think there's been signs of improvement from Dundee over since the return from the winter break. So we'll show them the respect they deserve, and we'll expect it to be tough tomorrow night. But we're going in good form. Spirits are high. We put in a very good performance at the weekend, and we're going in with confidence. 2 5-0 victories with clean sheets is very pleasing to see, and we want to try and keep the same rhythm and try and build on that.
Is there a much change seen from last time you played them? Does that change your outlook into the game in any way?
Yeah, we know they've changed personnel and they've tweaked the formation from time to time, but it doesn't really change what we want to do. We have a way of playing at home, and I mentioned last week we were a bit disappointed how we played against St Johnstone, but we've had a tremendous reaction from that, and we want to go in with the right mentality and apply ourselves in the right way, and that's to play exciting football and be as aggressive as we can, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us the victory.
Do you sense that Glenn Kamara will have a point to prove tomorrow night and come against his former employers?
I think Glenn's got a point to prove every time he wears the Rangers shirt. I don't think that is magnified anymore because he's playing against his previous team. Glenn spoke well about Dundee and his time there. I'm sure he's looking forward to the fixture tomorrow. He's playing tomorrow, and he should be looking forward to it. But he's just got to go out and do what he's been doing since he's been in the team, which has been a very high level.
If he can persist with the levels that he's shown the last 3 games, when you look back in the fee that you paid for him, I think that's a bargain in that sense.
I know it's a bargain. He's a top player. He's been schooled very well at Arsenal. And I think Neil McCann done an excellent job to take him to the next level while he was at Dundee. He fell out of favour with the current manager at Dundee, but thankfully we got him in the door earlier than we expected, and we're benefiting from that right now.
Is Andy Halliday giving you a conundrum at left back that you perhaps might not have thought you had at the start of the season when Bournemouth came in, just with his performance over the last couple of games?
Andy's been excellent. since I think it was June the 15th. He's been available for every single training session, and every job I've asked him to do, he's done it very well. It's great to have him here. I think he's been a leader for us on and off the pitch, in the dressing room. So yeah, he always gives me something to think about, whether it be in a midfield or a full-back position. But Andy's got a little bit of a tight groin at the moment, and I know he wants to be available tomorrow, but I've got to make a sensible decision for Andy. I think I might have to take the decision out of his hands, because Andy had played with 3 or 4 injuries. That's the character and the man we're talking about. So I might have to be sensible with Andy, because we've got some important fixtures coming up after tomorrow as well.
You mentioned the 10 goals in 2 games and no goals conceded as well. Do you feel that you're really hitting top 4 and riding the crest of the wave at the moment, after a couple of huge games?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, the reaction from St Johnstone, as I said, has been really good and positive. And obviously the goals and the clean sheets are very nice, but I've been more impressed with the hunger and the mentality of the group. I think we've got that wrong at times, and there's always a danger at Rangers. Sometimes the players can get a bit complacent and think they can just turn up, and that can't be the case. We have to show that intent and that hunger every fixture and every game we play in. So that'll be the message to the players tomorrow. Just because you are on a crest of a wave and confidence is high, you've still got to go and do the basics very well, and start the game very strong, and that's what I want to see.
Alfredo back as well in the last 2 years, I believe.
Alfredo's available. Andy's the only one who's a doubt right now. Matt Polster's a doubt as well. I had plans to involve Matt tomorrow, but he's got a bit of a tight groin as well. So we've got two tight groins that we need to assess and look at, but they're 2 big doubts where we are right now.
I could just ask you about your relationship with Andy at left back since he's come in there. How do you feel that sort of blend with Andy's has worked?
I think we've got quite a good chemistry together. We have a good understanding of each other's game. I think Andy tries, to just supply me with the ball as much as he can and get on the overlaps and, link up and make things happen in games. You've had to play with a few left backs behind you at times this season. Has that been a difficulty, or is it something you've been able to sort of adapt to quite easy enough? It's nothing I've really had to adapt to. I think it's good to have them options. It adds a lot of diversity for other teams to have, a good understanding of a left back who's always going to be playing now, because they're not always sure whether full backs are going to be overlapping or just staying and leaving me with the ball. So.
You had a setback against St Johnstone last week, but you've responded in the best way possible. I mean, has that been pleasing for you, and is that the sort of standards that you need to maintain for the remainder of the season? Yeah, most definitely. Like the gaffer said, I think we've shown a very good reaction to that result, and I think that's been shown in the way that we've been playing with a lot of freedom. We've been creating a lot of chances, and the back four have been keeping clean sheets as well.
All right, thanks for that, old school boy. Well, obviously, you started talking about the change of personnel at my rivals, Bridgeman. I don't know if you happened to see it today. He had a wee smirk on his face.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know why they want to ask our manager anything to do with Celtic, to be quite honest. I don't understand it, but then it's the old firmer, the scum at their best. Let's put it that way. I just don't understand why they would. What do they want to? Do they want to bait our manager about something, or do they want to make a wee slip up? Or he's going to tell them nothing. He's going to tell them nothing.
Far too clever for that Trevor, your manager.
No doubt at all. Aye, he was. I watched it same as yourself, and he had a wee smirk on his face a couple of times. But what I then noticed was he shot the guy a stare as if to say, right, you've spoke about it enough. Let's start talking about the next question that came out was about the game. So I think he's very good during these press conferences. But that smirk tells me Brendan running scared. That's why he bailed out. He got his arse felt. There's maybe Brendan doesn't want to hang about there to get this reputation he has left in tatters with Stevie G.
He had a great record in Europe, didn't he?
Oh, tremendous, aye.
Great record. But anyway, it's all about us, as you know. But Andy Halliday, potentially my first choice left back at the moment. Tight groin, along with Matt Poulser, tight groin. I wonder why when you see some of the pictures you see in the newspapers. But
I tell you, after 2-5-0 victories, I've got a bit of a tight groin as well, but that's with something else.
Well, that's because you're away, innit? We're home. But 2-5-0s, we're moving on. Full house tomorrow night, as far as I understand. So great support on a Wednesday night. People might be looking for the same again. We want to get a goal, put pressure on a team that's playing on the other side of the city, and just see where it takes us. Bridgeman.
Yeah, look, these guys know. Everybody knows how I feel about all this. The worst result that mob across the city in their history was when we beat them in the cup semi-final. We get through to the final of the cup. We were a championship team. The second worst defeat was the last one when we beat them 1-0 at Ibrox. They didn't know anything about it, and they can't take that. They can't take it. They don't know what to do, and there you go. That's the last time when we beat them at Hampden. They changed their manager. Then we beat them in there, and they've changed their manager again. What does that tell you?
That's a good comment. Anyway, travel, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Old School Blue will bring them in and possibly give them some nice stuff. He's quite good at giving you stuff, him.
I'm hearing that Fox has got a set of teeth to fix him now, so we might see it here to him. We might. No, that's what I'm hearing, mate. And obviously, you better give him more night, so we might hear from him on Thursday when he's back to normal, mate. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
So is he breaking them in, is he? Is he breaking them in tonight?
There was a few different sets before he go tonight, man. Well,
let's see, whilst we're still on the...
Wait a minute, we've been joined by a caller here.
Oh, sorry, all right.
Sit in the corner, you face the wall. I done you at school. Right, we've been joined by GFK. Evening, GFK.
Evening, guys. Evening, Oxshire, Travelrog and Bridge. How you doing? And my good friend Fox in the background there. Hope you're keeping a bit better, pal.
Oh, you, Jimmy?
100%, mate. It's 100%. It's just these dulcet tones on the work right, GFK.
Good day today. The puddle drinkers were imploding big time. It was good to watch. I listened to Snide Radio tonight, and I don't usually listen to it, as you know, but I just thought I'd listen to it for a laugh because I feel a bit down. I think the Fox has thrown some of his Germans there my way. I was feeling a bit coffee spluttery, but I listened to it today. It was good. That's all I really want to say in the matter. Because
so what was the kind of thing that was making you happy listening to it?
Well, there was one guy come on and he's called Tamfi Clydebank Bridge, right? And I must admit, it really made me laugh. Right? He come on and he said, "This is on the."
It was enough for Peterson Park.
Hey, no snobby is that. Oxford, Clydebank's a bit of a blitzier place, I know. Anyway, he come on, Tamfi Clydebank, and he's ranting and raving, and he's saying, "Oh, I blame the big guy, Big Peter. I blame Big Peter. Do you know what it's like?" He said, "It's like Big Peter's the heady. He's a heady at the school, and Brendan is the Johnny at the school team. And the Johnnies went to the heady and says, 'Give me some money for my team,' and the heady says no." So I said, what kind of conversation is that? The heady and the Johnny. Oh, it was hilarious, and they're talking about integrity and that. What a club that talks about integrity all the time, and it's funny. I just want to talk about the Rangers. What's happened with them has happened with them, and It won't give us any advantage at all, no
No,
matter.
I don't necessarily think so, JFK. We've got to do our stuff first and
Exactly,
foremost.
that's what I'm saying. We've got to do your stuff first. It'll not give us any advantage. We go and do what we've got to do and see what happens with the puddle drinkers. We've still got to win tomorrow. They've still got to get a result against the Hearts. So, all this rubbish I've heard various places that this is a benefit to us. Let's forget about that and just do our own thing.
I think the Blue Shadows maybe with us now, or he's just dropped out. I'm sure he'll be back with us in a second. Carry on, JFK.
I just think that for people saying that they've imploded and it's going to help us. Look, there will be some sort of knock on. They brought popcorn mouth back now, so that's the integrity out the window, and the bigotry starts again. And we'll go with that.
Just remind me, JFK. I'm no a history expert, but did he not walk out in them because Mr. Lawwell wouldn't support him?
Of course, that's what was reported, wasn't it? That's what he said he did. He walked out because he wasn't getting the backing of the board. But let's not turn this into a Brendan and Lennon fest. This is the Rangers now. So he's gone. So no. Big Yahoo, who cares? I don't really care. I watched it the day for about 20 minutes and then I painted my toenails and that and cut the dog's toenails, and they were better things to do than watch that rubbish. So he's gone. Let's forget about it. I'm a Jers fan the same as you. I'm not in any interest to do with the puddle drinkers apart from the fact that I hope they drown in their own
puddles.
In their own puddles. You got my word there for it.
Anyway, the press conference never really told us a lot about the team selection apart from Kamara's playing, and I think we'll take it as also Morelos is playing travel rug.
Aye.
And I think that Andy Halliday will be sitting in the stand tomorrow night.
I think so, aye. I would just I just wanted to speak about the press conference of Ryan Kent being at the press conference. That's the first I think I've seen him being involved in something like that. And it's good to get him involved in something like that because he is a player I'd like to see us making that a permanent deal. What do the guys in the panel? What do you think would be a fair price to pay for Ryan Kent?
My understanding is that he becomes his contract's up next summer at Liverpool.
Aye.
When you're talking about a fair price, Travel, are you talking about what we think is a fair price or what we think he'll go for?
Well, what do you think we'll need to pay to get him then?
Well, I'm looking at what he did with Solanke. I know he's not in the same bracket as Solanke, but if we wanted to buy him, I think Liverpool would be looking for about $5 million for him, mate. Honestly, I just think that he's a bit out of our price range. I just hope we negotiate another loan deal and see how it goes. I know things are going great behind the scenes with the funds and things like that. What do you think?
Jimmy...
Sorry, Bridge, on you go, pal. Sorry, Bridge. There you go. Is he muted himself there?
Yeah. No, I'm just going to say, did you say you thought it would be worth £5 million?
I think they would probably ask for $5 million for him, Brett.
You think about it, once you get to the summer, mate, in January, if it's right that his contract's up in 2020, he can sign for somebody for nothing, mate.
Absolutely, and that somebody could be us.
And I hope that is, Bridge. But what Travel Rugg said would it be? No, let's look in the bigger context. We've had this discussion many times before. I mean, if an Everton or a Leicester comes in for him and trebles his money, come on, the old saying is money talks and the BS walks. It's if say Leicester or Everton come in at the end of the season and say we're going to offer you £60,000 a week, we can't cope with that.
That's correct. We couldn't do that.
No, that's the way I'm looking at it, Bridge. As much as I'd love him to come, as I say, if we go up in another year's loan deal, I'd be over the moon. But I would think they maybe be looking for in the region of $5 million for him, and I don't think we can go to that. What do you think he's worth? I think he's probably worth about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will pay millions for Kent, mate. Consider once you get the summer, you can get him for nothing in January, mate.
If that's the dates his contract's up, then yeah, you're absolutely right. If he's only got as of now possibly 15 months left in his contract, then you're absolutely right. Yeah, why would they?
That becomes part of your bargaining chip. And also with player power, it'll be Ryan Kent's decision where he ends up travel, because he's pretty much in the driving seat now with his contract starting to run out.
No any doubt. But I'm just thinking. I'd like to think that the wee man isn't going to go. But if Alfredo leaves, and we get a reasonable bit of coin for Alfredo, would you be quite happy with the manager taking money out of that and getting Kent on a permanent deal?
Well, I think the manager, whether we like it or no, is signed Kent's replacement.
Oh, aye, okay.
Aye,
Jordan Jones, aye, okay.
I said that the other night.
Fair point,
That's a gimme. Oxygen, I said that the other night, mate. I think that he's already signed the guy as an automatic replacement for Ryan Kent, and the proviso that he goes away, you know.
Right. So are we agreed here that Jordan Jones is of a similar quality to Ryan Kent?
I'll put it to you this way, mate. So far, the boy Kamara that we signed, I haven't seen enough of him week in, week out, but once we put him into our team, it looks as if he's flourished. Early days, we'll see what we're saying in maybe a couple of months' time, but at the moment, it looks a steal.
Yeah.
Who's to say the recruitment staff have they got it right? Jordan Jones saying he gets into a team with better players, he can be effective.
I'm excited about getting Jordan Jones. I'm looking forward to seeing him because I think he's direct. He's a big bit of a lad as well. He's got that thing where he runs at players and he's not afraid to take them on. So yeah, I'm excited about Jordan Jones. However, Ryan Kent is doing it for us.
Yeah.
There's no that unknown. Kent is doing it, and I think Kent's got better as the seasons went on.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. There was times where people were maybe sort of up to Christmas at times they'd rather played Middleton.
Yeah.
You know, Middleton's had times, but Kent, since, if I'm being honest, maybe since December time he's kicked on, and obviously it's a great game in the Nerdy game, Bridge.
Yeah, you know, we speak about Kent, and I love the guy. I think he's a fabulous player, possibly the most gifted player we've got coming through, but with the exception of Morelos, that is. But I really do think he's fantastic. But it reminds me, and the situation is the same, it reminds me of that boy that was with them, Pat Roberts, came from Man City, and they didn't know what to do. Should we buy him? Could we buy him? And they got him in a 2-season loan, and the second season was a disaster for him through injury and things like that. So I would hate anything like that, but he was a good player. But I think this boy Kent's far better player than him, and I would dearly love if we had enough money in the kitty to push the boat out and tempt him. That's what I would love.
Roberts, Bridgeman. Was it no Roberts who missed the open goal?
He did, pal. But he was still a great player.
No, even close to what Ryan Kent is. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that. I think Kent's a better player. But the situation's the same. They didn't have enough money to buy him, so they got him in a second-year loan. Yeah. And it didn't work out for him, you know.
I mean, I think at this moment in time, I'm like Travel there. I'm looking forward to seeing Jordan Jones play for us, but I don't think he's half the player that Ryan Kent is at this moment in time. And I think Stevie Gerrard and his backroom staff can enhance his skills because he is a big lumpy boy and he's fast and he's very direct. If I had a choice, I would I'd love to have the two of them play at Ibrox next season. I think there's space for the two of them, but Fox
has come in and changed it. He's sent me a PM saying that Ryan Kent signed a deal tying up to 2022 at Liverpool. So maybe they see more in him than we do. You know.
I think somebody said that a couple of months ago, I didn't want to stand corrected there, but I think somebody did say him and Ajari had signed long-term contracts. Obviously, Ajari is away now, but so you're talking decent money, you know, and if he's no out at loan to us and Liverpool say, well, we're looking for 5 million for him, we don't have 5 million. suspended
Plus the
one
wages,
player.
the wages will kill us
It's
as
the
well.
wages, mate.
Aye.
You know, let's not kid yourself. The transfer fees, well, no secondary, but it's if you go for paying £20,000 a week to £60,000 a week,
Yeah, of course.
You're moving on. You're moving on to putting yourself in in Scottish football, that's big bucks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I think what the manager should be doing, and I don't want to tempt fate now, but I think, and I obviously think you probably will be doing it anyway, is looking to see what's available there when we do lose Fred, because I think it's inevitable.
We'll see what it takes. Can I ask you something then, Travel Rug? Travel?
Aye, I'm here. I was waiting on the question. Sorry.
All right, okay. I'll not make it too hard. You know. No, but see, obviously with the boy Kent, and he's come in, and hopefully he's outstanding for now to the end of the season. That'll make us in good stead for maybe getting gems in the future. I'm not saying we want. I don't want too many loanees in my team, but it might mean we maybe just get one or two, and you get a gem that you might never get to see unless you can get them on loan.
Right, that's fair enough, and I also think we need to bear in mind. I think we've got some good ones here in that's maybe going to start pushing soon. The managers already spoke of Dapo and Pudi, and I don't know about the young boy for Chelsea. I know he's only just started to show through, but when you think about some of these players whether it's the boy Foden at Manchester City or the boy Sancho that's playing in Germany, these clubs aren't feared to put a young boy in, and maybe we should start thinking about that as well. That let's give these boys a bit of encouragement. I wouldn't be disappointed if he wants to throw in a young boy. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow night, get one of them on the bench, and because
it might be. I mean, let's be honest about it. He gave Middleton a good run, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did, aye. But he's also been quite clear about protecting these boys as well. Even as far as Ross McCrory, he's always said about how he'll look after Ross.
All you have to do to protect young boys is lift the phone to the police, mate, and it all stops.
but Oxy, I mean, you look back to the semi-final against the Shaggers, right? And we had 5 loan players, right? You look to last week. Right there, but we had we had only 2 loan players.
3. Stephen Davis came on.
I'm talking about start.
All right, okay.
Right, we had Worrell and we had Kent. The rest were Marine players. Right, so that to me that's a step forward. You know, because the Cup semi-final against the Shaggers, we had 5 players starting who were loan players. So we'll progress for that. And as Travel Rog said, we have got some gems out there that we can maybe nurture. So that bodes well for the future.
Aye, but we've got to be fair on the manager, mate. He's just come in to do the job for us, and he couldn't make his mind up what he wanted in August,
of
mate.
Course, aye.
He's got to see the big picture and see what's what. You know, there's some of the young boys kick on. He's in a better place now to judge that than he was then, mate.
Yeah, definitely. He's got some decent loan players out there. You know, I don't know if the boy Dockett is going to come back next season or if he's going to go back out on loan. But me personally, I would take a chance on him next season. You know,
can we go on that, Ox?
On you go.
I was just going to say that, you know, that we were speaking about Kent, and I'm just thinking, if indeed Kent is got another 3 years in his contract or whatever it is, and we're not going to get him, that's when with the things that you're speaking about now is might be best to just bring our own players in and let that boy for Kilmarnock, Jordan Jones, let him run the wing. We've got Murphy there as well. So Absolutely. We've got quite good players there. And maybe it's lovely. It's been great having them and so on and so forth. But maybe if we're not going to be able to do anything with them to get them permanent, we're maybe better to limit it to the end of the season. I'm not trying to say I love the guy. I think he's a fabulous player. But we have to be realistic with ourselves and our players. And the boy Kamara that we've got now, we were saying, well, I would suggest that we have to wait until near the end of the season before you're going to see the best of him, in all honesty. But if he can maintain the form he's got now, or even step up a wee bit even more, he's going to be some player for us. Absolutely understandable. Marvellous.
Can I ask a question to the guys, Oxchair?
Well, don't make it too hard, because remember,
1-1 is 11. Do you guys think that we're talking here about Kent, but you heard me say earlier on about Alfredo? Do you think that Kent's a priority, or should we make looking for a striker a priority?
If
If
the deal's done, and we know that Alfredo's leaving in the summer, because you know what clubs are like. Hopefully, he isn't. But if that is the case, Mark Allen and Stevie Gerrard will be looking now, mate. In my opinion,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, the Kent situation for me, I'm not saying it's secondary, but for me, goal scoring wise, because no disrespect to Big Lafferty and Jermaine Defoe,
we're
but
going
they're
to find
not
30 goals a season to replace
Fred. Yeah, you're right, mate. They're not the answer in the way that we play with Kent and Candyman and with Fred in the middle. So for me, the priority for me is that if Fred is going to be leaving, and I dare say that there's rumblings about that, they've been sounded out. So it's a striker that we should be thinking about rather than keep buying Kent.
Thoughts?
I'm a wee bit. Jermaine Defoe's been brought in on an 18-month deal. There's obviously a reason. There's a reason for that there. So I'd like to think that we've got some sort of preparations already in place. And you're right. I think we would like to get a striker, but to replace Alfredo, it's taken us a long time to get somebody like him. So I think we could end up being quite disappointed if we're expecting to go and pick up another wee Fred. It's one of the ones where I'm hoping I'd love to get him for another wee while yet, but my fear is he'll go in the summer. I couldn't even give you a name to replace him, and that's without even having a price. That way. You couldn't say here there's 10 million or 15 million to go and spend. I couldn't tell you one, that somebody to replace Alfredo. The way JFK is talking, a like for like player, I can't even think of one.
No, there's no minimum, is there, Bridge?
You'll not get anybody like him. Nobody. There's nobody even in Europe plays like he does.
Yeah.
That's why I think the manager was emphatic. Don't call him. He's not the same as Luis Suarez, and he's not the same as whoever. I can't remember the other guy's name he mentioned. He's Alfredo Morelos, and he's unique to himself. And my God, are we lucky to have him? However, as the boys say, like, come the end of the season, for sure, he'll be as manager, or shall we say his agent, and himself will be discussing it. And if there's a bid comes in, he'll go. I'd imagine so.
Anyway, we'll get a game tomorrow night, so if people want to join us and give their thoughts. What's the number, JFK?
0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Travel Rug?
That'll be on Skype, and that'll be Rangers Radio Online, and Old School Blue, or maybe even Fox. If he's done with trying the teeth, then he can bring you in.
He has done, mate. He has done. That's another tick the box to get him back to 100% fitness for tomorrow night. Get out of the game. Bridgeman. Morelos will play. Kent will play. Candias will play. Midfield three for you tomorrow night?
I think the midfield three, if indeed everybody's fit, then it'll be the same midfield three that started in the weekend there, for sure, in my opinion. So you're talking about, what do you call him? The boy we're talking about there.
Kamara, Arfield and Jack, yeah?
That's it, yeah, that's them.
What about you, GFK?
Same. The only changes for the team for me would be Barisic in for Halliday if Halliday's unfit, and Fred in for Defoe, and everything else should say the same. Arfield, Jack and Kamara.
What a difference that is, Travel Rug, when your left back gets injured, your first choice left back maybe gets injured, and you replace him with a Croatian internationalist. What in that left back position? That's the class we've not had there for a long, long time.
Aye, or there's a former Scottish internationalist that's singing about there. The former captain of the club. He could always fill in if we needed it as well.
He's
so.
a wee bit
Hanging about.
He's a wee bit short of games, mate.
I know it's great for, but I'll tell you what, Barisic maybe just be thinking to himself, well, I'll tell you what, I'll need to go and perform here because the manager's already telling us how good Andy Halliday's playing and how much he can trust Andy Halliday. So maybe Barisic has got looking at it thinking, right, I can't take my foot off the gas here. And in the same respect,
Halliday's form's better than Barisic, in my opinion.
Fair enough, aye, but that's what I'm saying. There's a wake-up call there, and it's the same with the midfield. The boy, young boy McCrory, we were all raving about him, but at the moment, you know what? Leave Kamara there. So if McCrory gets brought on, he needs to turn it on. Stephen Davis, if he wants to be playing regular, he needs to turn it on as well. Now, the ball that Davis put through for the goal, the fifth goal at the weekend, that was a beautiful pass, and that's what we expected for Steve Davis. So maybe Davis is now starting to think, well, hold on a minute, I'm going to have to find my feet here. I know it's taken me a few weeks, but the longer this lies on, I've only got 12 games left to prove himself if he wants to be here next year. So there's that, and this is what the manager spoke about: competition for places. People need to start thinking. Maybe might see Katic tomorrow.
I don't think we will, mate. I don't think we will.
No.
I think he's gone with the continuity now and what both teams become. People get dropped, suspended, or if they've got knocks, but if no, I think he'll stick with his team, JFK.
Oh, definitely. You know, I can't see him change it apart from the fact that he'll drop, obviously, Defoe for Fred, and if Halliday's no fit, he'll play Barisic in there, and McGregor's in goal, you know, so I can't. It's a winning team. The two replacements are enforced, and the fact is that Fred's got to play. Doesn't matter how many goals Defoe scored for anybody. He's your number one striker. Barisic has got to step up to the plate here because Andy Halliday's getting all the plaudits after manager. So again, Worrell for me is an enigma, but he's in there and he's in there in merit sometimes. Katic for me, I don't know what he's done wrong to no get a game, but you've got to go with that same winning mentality. Remember, we beat this team 4-0 last time out to Ibrox. I know they had a rubbish one each with them at Dens Park, but we're more than capable of putting that team out and then beating them tomorrow night. So same team for me with the two changes, and I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. A great point for you, Trevor, out there, but competition for places has got to be healthy, Bridgeman. Bridgeman's there, a bridge.
Bridgeman's left.
Oh, he's gone. It's got to be healthy.
I was on mute there, sorry, boys.
Oh, there he is.
James, everything went wrong there.
The man's a shocker.
I'm a shocker.
Shocker.
The man's a shocker.
Just a one sleep now.
Just a one sleep. The man's a shocker.
I do apologise. I get cut off there inadvertently. What were you asking me a question?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
No, we were asking competition for places, like in the left back position.
Wow, that's tight.
Paul Gerrard's playing the old. Talking Andy Halliday up, and is he using the stick or the carrot to get Barisic to perform?
Yeah, it's he's got. We've known about it for a while that our manager's going to have a tough time because he's got virtually two players for every position now, and I think Andy Halliday's playing out his skin. That's the truth. And Barisic, a marvellous player though he is, and I think he's a far better player overall. When on his game, far better player than anybody we've got at the left back position or even on the left at all at the moment. I think that Barisic is quality, but he has to play, he has to show it, and because Andy Halliday will run out of tap him to get his place, so he needs to watch what he's doing and be very careful because the competition's stiff, and the only places there's no stiff competition at the moment is the right back position. That's the only place there's no stiff competition.
Is Andy Halliday our modern day John Brown?
Well, that's a fair comment, mate. It's his heart and his desire that's driving the line. You know,
good shout.
He's got. I mean, I don't know if he caught it, JFK. I wonder if I've got the gift to put in the lobby, but see when Defoe put that header in, Aberdeen was standing next to him on Sunday. Don't know if you noticed that.
Aye.
You know, you wouldn't have Barisic in there, you know.
No, you wouldn't have
Barisic. He was in the old inside left position.
Aye, but from
the old left half to the inside left position, kind of natural channel there, and he was in there. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's the number. Is it number 10? We keep saying we want to get.
No.
So I think he loves that. He loves to run in that channel there with the old inside forward position and the left half. Just he's good. He's really good at it too. Really good at it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean that's the type of player that he is. You know, as Brad said there. I mean, it's many people in the lobby, or maybe they will. I don't know how all these guys in there are, but the old left half, right half, centre half. No, the old 1-2-3-5 system. Why don't we try that one game? That'd be good. But no, and Barisic would never have been there, Oxshire, when that ball came here. So you're right. So that's a great shout. I mean, is it he knew were John Brown? John Brown was a great player. Loved him a bit. So Andy Halliday's that type of player. He's no nonsense, no fear, in you go. So I'll give you that, mate. Andy Halliday's our new John Brown. Happy with that.
Good shout. We were going to do the BBC stuff, right? But we thought there might be a lot of callers with interesting points to make because of some of the news today. We know it doesn't affect your club, but we thought people might have called. So we shelved that bridge. Maybe we should have carried on with it. If people want to join us, what's the number, Bridgeman?
Oh, the number is 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, JFK?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online. If you get on there, the great man Fox will bring you in, assisted by Old School Blue.
And what can I talk about, Travelrog?
Anything Rangers related. Anything Dentures related. Anything...
No.
We'll talk about.
I told you that in confidence.
We'll talk about anything. I even seen. I was watching a wee bit of the Jordan Rossiter earlier on the night. His game was on Sky. So even there's Jordan's doing getting a game at Bury. So
man of the match the weekend, I believe.
I seen that. So maybe there's hope for Jordan yet. I think his contract finishes at the end of the season, is it?
Yeah, it does. But I'd like to see him come back.
Did he not play tonight as well?
He's on the telly tonight, Bridge. Bury were playing tonight.
He was man of the match tonight as well.
Oh, did he?
Aye, as far as I know,
very
he's
good.
Man of the match.
Good on him. Very unfortunate for that boy. Yeah,
you got to feel for him. Your heart goes out to him.
Absolutely. Aye.
I mean, he's with a fantastic club here that look after people, as you can see. And my goodness gracious, he couldn't put hardly 3 or 4 games together. Everything was just happening to him. Sad. But let's hope that he gets his the end of the season with Bury and into a full pre-season with the Rangers and see how he gets on. I think there are a lot of folk dying to see him playing at his full blood. Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. It looked as if he was a player when he first came, and unfortunately, the injuries just took its toll on him. But let's see what Rangers do at the end of the season. If they bring him back or just release him, I don't know. I thought he was going to be a class player for us. Unfortunately, didn't happen for him.
Do you not think it's possible that it could be?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we're for the outside looking in, and there on a Saturday and whatever, Bridgeman, and we like what we see in bits that he does play for us. But so the gaffer's got to make a decision. Can I use him next season? He's got 7 or 8 other decent players out on loan as well, so whether they'll go back out on loan again or they'll maybe pick 2 or 3 of them to enhance the squad, I don't know. That'll depend on who goes.
A lot of competition for him as well, isn't there? Because a lot of good midfielders are getting the new.
Yeah. We are flooded with midfielders. Let's be honest about it. We are kind of flooded that way, but so there might not be that place in there for him. So we can only wait to see what the gaffer does for the start of the season. If he surplus the requirements, then we wish him all the best.
I'm not sure. I think it was a 4-year deal we signed, but so we might have another year to go. But we'll see. We'll see where it takes us. And if the boy doesn't work out for him, I think he'll sort of go with everybody's best wishes. Travel.
There's no doubt. It's one of the ones I think I'll even watch his career for Hero, and if it's not with us, I'd be interested to see how well he does, and that applies to Ryan Kent. If we only get this season out of him and he goes somewhere else, Liverpool send him somewhere else on loan, I'll be following him to see what to see how these boys get on. So, but best of luck to Jordan. I hope he's a smashing season with Bury, and then whatever happens. But he's going to have a struggle to get back in there if Kamara continues the way he's gone. If Ross McCrory continues, I think we're probably all looking and thinking that Ryan Jack's not going to be that defensive midfielder position. I think we've all kind of agreed that we're more comfortable with Ryan playing in front of a McCrory or a Kamara. So I think Jordan Rossiter, if he comes back, he's got a hard job to unship one of the two.
Can I just throw a wee name in here? I was talking to somebody today who's in the know, and an ex-Rangers player who could go for $5 million at the start of the season, going to Aston Villa. Can you name him?
Oh, could it be Wycombe?
No. John Fleck. John Fleck.
Oh, with Sheffield United, he's having a good season, isn't he?
£5 million. You heard it here first. They'll be going to Aston Villa next season, mate. Right. Would you have taken him back?
Not seen enough of him, mate, and I don't mean that. I mean that with the greatest of respect. You know, this is the problem. He's playing well for Sheffield United. They're having a good season. They've got a manager who just loves their club. You know, it's a decent move for him. Obviously, it's a step up. Villa. I mean, I'm not saying that Villa are a better team at this moment in time than Sheffield United, but potential, Aston Villa, big potential.
But just getting back to it, we're talking about Ryan Kent, Oxshire. That shows you the type of money that's available down there. When Aston Villa could possibly pay £5 million for John Fleck.
It'll be the last of their parachute payments, but won't it?
Well, it will be, but we were talking about Ryan Kent. You know, a club even like Aston Villa could probably outbid us.
Aye, because they're still getting the parachute payments.
Aye, but that's what I'm saying, does it? So we need to hope that Ryan Kent puts his horn up and say, I want to come to the Teddy Bears, and we're all happy with that.
Well, we've been joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Bears. I don't know what you've been talking about, guys. I can only imagine. Same as myself, I've been talking to the other side all night. It's been great fun.
No, this is Rangers radio, mate.
I know, but you know.
Blue Star?
What are you talking about?
To the other side.
Well, you know, what's happened to them? I've been slagging them all night.
Is that all your schoolmates you've been talking to, Blue Star?
If you want to talk Celtic, phone in Clyde or phone in Radio Scotland.
This is tell them Travel Rugby is Rangers radio.
Aye. This is the only place you get to talk Rangers.
Come on, guys.
Blue Star, we're on your side, pal. We're on your side. And this side of the radio, Rangers radio, we're on your side. What were you talking about? Come out and tell us what you were doing.
Well, basically, they're all trying to make excuses. But 90% of the time, they're absolutely fuming, guys. They are fuming. The very idea that Rodgers has left them in the lurch whenever they think they're going for 8 in a row.
I'm just going to read you a wee statement. This might cheer you up. I happened to look while Travel Rug was talking there. I know that was saying he was boring me, but I happened to look just to see how the results went tonight, right? And this is what it says on the home page of the BBC. I'll give my life to make the supporters proud.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Basically, they are fuming. They're fuming big time. It was the idea that he's left him in the lurch. He should have waited to at least the end of the season. But you know what's really worrying them, guys? And I'm talking about guys with, a wee bit of brains. They're talking about Lennon taking it to the end of the season, and their attitude is, but he isn't as bright and as good a manager as Brenda. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I would have to agree on that point. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Brenda. But we all know why he left, because his attitude was he wanted to try and do better in Europe. But his record in Europe, even with Liverpool, when he spent over 100 million, was rank.
Anyway, here's a challenge for you, Blue Star.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Yep.
That's what we call a medley. Did you enjoy that, Bridge? Oh, you back, Bridge?
Yeah, I am, pal. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've just watching the
Padge,
dance.
Padge said he wasn't ready. Same time every night, Padge.
No, absolutely brilliant. It's Brooklyn Bears going mental with the dancing as well. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Well
Some of
done,
them
all
must
you
start the
dancers.
dancing about
Well
6
done.
o'clock at night.
By the way, I just found a wee clip that someone's writing about Talksport, and it says, "Runaway Brendan Rodgers has swapped Celtic for Leicester because he's scared of Steven Gerrard and Rangers," says Adrian Durham. The Drive Time host also argued that the new Foxes boss is on his last chance to prove himself in the Premier League after his spell at Liverpool ended him getting the sack. Fucking hilarious, man.
Can I join in there? Can I tell you what Adrian Durham's put on? Is it Waikiki? He says they approached yesterday.
And what?
Wait a minute, and I'll read it.
And Waikiki?
That's what it says at the top. Waikiki. They approached yesterday at 1 p.m. and Lowell told them to vote. Rodgers went mental because they've met the release clause. This is on Brendan. Source Sean Maloney, who got it from John Kennedy. Don't give a fuck about revealing any my sources on this occasion. Brendan, you're going to meet 10. Yes, 10 or below. And that's for the rain people.
Anyway, I think we've been joined with Sean. Evening, Sean.
Alright guys, this is a brilliant funny day today. All these Celtic fans were on used to shout Brendan's here for 10, no, going, this guy's a hero. You go on that social media, every one of them are slaughtering him. They actually hate the guy now. But see, anyway, do you think this has got to give us a better chance to try to win the Scottish Cup or the league?
Well, we've got to win every game, in my opinion, for now to the end of the season. Obviously, we have to win the 3 cup ties, but for us to win the league, in my opinion, I think we've got to take maximum points. Maybe get away with drawing 1, but that's about it. Trevor, have you up to the odds yet?
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, he's talking to Travel Rugby there, Sean. It's
all right.
Sean,
I just want... Sorry, just
on you go, Travel.
But what Sean was saying about slagging Brendan off, wait until Brendan comes in and takes 2 or 3 of their better players. Then they'll really turn against him. I mean, I'm fully expecting them to come in and make a bid for Alfredo, but I think we should be putting it...
Travel Rob, you've got it all right, mate. You've got it all right.
Oh, go on.
Right. That's what is going to happen, because they need money for different reasons. That's 6 million in the kitty. And then they're going... There'll be like a fire sale. There'll be like Fox trying to sell his teeth in his frying pans.
But now we've started talking about Brenda. Look, there was talk today that there'll be a clause set in the contract that he's not allowed to go for any Celtic players.
Never going to happen. Never going to
that's
happen.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's happened before. But what I'm saying is, really, who cares? You know,
JFK. That does happen before. That maybe sometimes it'll be put in for a time factor when a manager moves. You can't go back for a year or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
That's no unusual.
I'm not. Oh, come on. But so what you're saying to me is that Arsenal come in with £10 million for Callum McGregor, but Leicester want to offer 15. So what, Celtic's going to turn around and say, no, we're not taking that because Brendan's... come on.
If there's a contract signed there, Travel Rug, it's a binding contract.
I'm not...
I don't think that's happened today.
Anyway, I mean, it doesn't really matter to us, you know. They're imploding and let them implode, so who really blooming cares?
Aye, but...
I'll use. There's people on the call. What's your manners? Right, calm down. Sean?
Alright guys, see, to be honest, I actually think Celtic's actually got to start struggling, to be honest. I think they're in turmoil, they don't know what's going on.
Well, they've not known what's going on behind the scenes for years, but that's another story.
Turmoil's coming
their way. Would any of you agree in the fact that you reckon that could be a major boost to our club and in particular to our squad?
It's simple, mate. We just need to win football matches. It's simple.
Absolutely. But would you say that it would give our players an extra incentive to push now? Because I'll tell you what, guys, and I know it's because we're Rangers daft and we are proper fans. It would certainly give us all a boost. So surely it would give our players a boost.
I'm sorry. What's happened to them today? The only enjoyment it's gave me is watching their fans just turning turtle on it. And going after it.
Anyway, we've been joined by a celebrity caller.
But there's more than one, like.
Aye. We've been joined by a celebrity caller. Evening, George.
Oh, I knew it'd be George.
How you doing, boys? All right?
How you doing, George?
Just a wee quick one. You've been off the topic now. You're back on the Bridgeman's favourite topic. But see on the Ryan Kent one, I think I think we're underestimating what this guy's actually worth, to be honest. Like at the start of the season, I would maybe said £2 or £3 million because he's coming for Liverpool. But I don't think we'd get him for any more than, being honest, 5, 6, possibly £7 million. And again, folk have got to say, he's not worth that. What's he done in the game? And he's only.
It's potential, mate. You're buying potential.
I think that's what it is, Ox. And I really do. I mean, what's he got left in his contract? 2 years, I think he's got left in his contract. 3 years, in fact, maybe. 3 years, I think he's got still left in his contract. But he signed a new 4 year deal before he came to Rangers. So I think he's a massive. If we could get him. I think me and Jimmy spoke about it the other day. If we could get him for another 6 month loan deal, it'll probably do Liverpool the world of good, and it would probably do him the world of good because he could go anywhere really after that. If we got another wee run in Europe, after we win the league, we'll win the Champions League, we'll get a few games in that. So I think that would be our best bet to try and get do that. I don't think we can afford to buy the lad off, which is quite sad because a lot of folk at the start of the season didn't think I had much about him, but I think he's been good for us. Like.
I mean, George, would you agree? See if you had a couple of more goals, you're talking well into double figures for that guy because of his ability. If he had added a few more goals,
on you go, Travel.
With what George is saying, if he's saying what he thinks Ryan Kent is worth, apply that same logic to Alfredo. What price do you put on Alfredo then? If what you're saying there about Ryan 25. Kent. I'm thinking if George is thinking that at this stage Ryan Kent's 6, 7, 8 million, then you're into the mid-20s, 30s if that's the same logic you're applying to Alfredo. Because I think Alfredo has proved it again and again. His numbers, his goals, his contribution to the team for me is far more. And I love watching Ryan Kent. I think he's a smashing player, but Alfredo is so much more important to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to apply that to his next team.
George, I agree with you 100%, Travel. See, if you look at the start of the season and take the two guys, I would say Alfredo was probably maybe a £4 or £5 million player ahead of thing, if you know what I mean. See, I think he was probably a £10 million player at the start of the season. And for me, Ryan Kent was probably a £2 or £3 million player. If I'm being dead honest, I'm not exaggerating. I think that's what he was. I think he was a £10 million player. I honestly believe that now the goal scoring, seeing the transfer window there, I would have said if we got 14 million for Alfredo, I would have been happy with that. I would probably want another 4 or 5 million on top. And I'm not just saying that. Again, he's playing Scottish football and things like that. But all she's just said that the lad, he's 22-year-old and crazy potential the guy's got. If somebody had to come into me and say, I'll give you 50 million for Alfredo, I don't know if I would take it.
No
way.
Have
to wait to the 20 million mark. I really do.
George, the numbers that Alfredo's turning round just now is of Super Ali, Henrik Larsson type. That's the numbers that he's producing there.
And that's with the people he's knocking over. I mean, he's playing different kind of football.
Aye.
Because in Larsson, he's also laying. I mean, when you come off the park after playing against Alfredo, mate, you know it.
You know it, aye.
Absolutely.
You know, George, going back to Kent, I mean, there was times at the start of the season when he came into the team, I didn't think he was going to cut it. I think what will dictate where Ryan Kent is going to be a success for us, mate, is the next 12 games.
A lot of people thought that as well, Ox, to be honest. I mean, I think a lot of people looked at his previous loan spells, one in Germany and one down south. It never really worked out for him. And I'm actually hoping in a roundabout way it might be better for us. That maybe he's just found his club, Ox, and that I've said that before.
He's happy, aye.
He's maybe just found his man. club.
Can I just jump in there? At the moment, Ryan Kent is signed to June 2022. I'm looking at here, right? At this moment in time, he's valued at 1.95 million.
Well,
Just now.
Are you going to call George a liar for $500,000?
No, but what I'm saying is 1.95 million at this moment in time.
That's not saying 2 million.
Oh, I'm only telling you it's there. Right,
I mean,
so
you're not worrying about $1 million when you work in the bank.
JFK, does he compare with Grezda then? I mean,
can I just say that, you know,
we
right,
paid
yeah,
for Grezda?
He doesn't.
I forgot about him. I forgot about Grezda.
I mean, look what we paid for him. It's reported we paid at least $3 million for him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not done yet. That boy needs a pre-season, and
can I go in there?
I think there's a
one at a time. One at a time. Right, Bridgeman, and then we'll go back to JFK, and then we're going to go to Sean.
I was just going to say that Morelos is, if the boys are right, and he's at somewhere region of 20 upwards £1 million, you know, I think that'll be a massive shock to Scottish football. I'm talking in general, but more importantly for that mob. If we get more than £20 million for Morelos, they'll go mental. The whole country will go absolutely apeshit mental. Seriously. But what a player. Definitely worth it. I just agree with all your valuations there. Just agree with 100%.
As I said the other night there, Bridge, if Fred can stay on the park for the next 11 league games and the 3 hopeful cup games we've got, I'm confident he can score 40 plus goals.
Yeah.
Like, any player in Europe that scores 40 plus goals in a season, you've got to start the bidding at 20 million. Easy. He's worth 20 plus million if he scores 40 goals. And if he can stay in the park and do that, I'm 100% sure that the Rangers would get that and command that type of money.
Anyway, we'll be joined by another caller. The one and only Cairo. Evening, Cairo.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches.
Cairo.
There's a tone in your voice I've not seen since you missed that pint.
Well, that's the way it goes. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just one of these existential things that happens when you listen to Rangers radio, and you've been listening to various radio programmes all day. I haven't listened to them, but I've got reports on them saying that there were severe melancholy and woeing and sighing.
I'll tell you what we've never done, Cairo. We've never asked our manager to go on a helicopter ride, and some of them were asking that, and I thought it was kind of atrocious. Honest, seriously.
We have had it. We must admit we have had one good helicopter day many moons ago.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. It's brilliant. Love it.
But yes. I think that was terrible what the boys are saying about that guy.
Shameful. Absolutely shameful.
I mean, wait a minute. I'm going to start kicking you all out if you don't wait. There's people on the call, one at a time. Cairo, then Sean, JFK. You'll get back in a minute, mate.
I'm just thinking it's when we listen to the diatribe we get for that other side, the media and everything about how great that lot are. Their true colours always come up and show where they're. The puddle that Jimmy always talks about, that they drink you to, they come out that puddle every now and again, and you see their true colours. I mean, they're just a shower of shockers.
Right, I know, sorry for jumping in there, but I was asking a question, what is Cairo talking about, but I've just been online here about the helicopter, because I watched about 20 minutes of the day, and then I was fed up with it, so I can see why the Cairo's talking about the helicopter. That's disgusting.
Jimmy, what was it? And I'm back interested.
It's a helicopter.
Don't even repeat it. Let people go and read it. And
I've just when Cairo. I mean, that's how
don't even repeat it. Don't even repeat it.
What is Cairo talking about? And then do I see it, mate? And that's absolutely disgusting. So anyway, that's the only reason I jumped in there, Oxford, because I didn't watch a lot of the day. I watched what happened for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I was cutting my toenails and things like that. So I thought,
No, I was keeping the wheels of British industry. I wasn't sitting about.
Oh, you're always doing that. But anyway,
cutting my toenails. The news is breaking all over the place that Brenda's gone back down south. There are people jumping off of bridges. There's get tails away on RC radio. Everything's going up. Tits up, and Jimmy's cutting his toenails. I love it, Jimmy. I love it.
He does it every Tuesday when he needs it or no.
Today, then watch that. So, well, cut my
He's
toenails.
doing it every Tuesday.
That's what he did on the Tuesday, Cairo.
Brilliant.
I'm just really what's really getting my head going is, how does Ox know that?
I've known Jimmy for a long, long time.
It used to be a Monday, Cairo, but it's something else on.
He had to move it to a Tuesday because the Monday used to be a bit shaky.
I'll tell you what a day, eh? What a day.
It's been a great day, pal. Great day.
After that
result. Did you see that one with Roy Aitken written in the papers today?
No, I missed that.
It says Brendan Rodgers will never leave Celtic.
The best one of the lot I saw was, and it's actually I was actually watching the game the other night live, and it was John Hartson actually when they were talking about it. And he bumped his gums for about 3 minutes, and he's talking about how great Brendan is and all that. So that would be good to see that again, because he was no way is he going to leave the famous Glasgow Smellick for anybody, you know. Go and cut your toenails, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, listen, cut your toenails or start talking about the Rangers, or I'll be going to cut my toenails.
Quite right.
Yeah.
What are you like?
Yeah. I've lost Sean, so Blue Shadow was in it. Blue Star.
See, that's because I'm as optimistic as Blue Shadow. We're kindred spirits. You thought it was Blue Shadow, and it's me.
No, there's only one Cairo. There's only one Cairo.
But did anybody hear about Rod Stewart today as well?
Ruined his holiday.
Is it a headline?
He phoned in Talk Sport. I think it was Jim White or whatever. And he told Jim White, he's ruined my holiday. I'm out here in Dubai. Brendan's ruined my holiday.
No, he didn't.
He did. Aye.
Oh, you broke my heart.
You told me the other night about Oxford. You were mentioning the other night. You knew Adrian Dunbar had went to, was it uni in Glasgow or something?
Durham.
Yes. See the last couple of nights, guys. I'm not kidding you. His partner's been absolutely brilliant talking about them. The night he was winding them up something rotten that he'd left because Stevie G had chased him because he'd humped him in the last game. And he wasn't joking the way he said it. He was saying it that kind of serious way. He was absolutely brilliant, so he was.
Excuse me, I told you all that. Well, the last time we beat them, they lost the previous time we beat them, they lost their manager, or they sacked him. And now we'll beat them again, and they've lost another manager.
Listen, I think we should thank Mr. Rodgers, Cairo. Who was that?
No, it wasn't me anyway, but it's a belter.
Wasn't me either.
Something's whacking the side on it.
I'll put it this way, I'll give you a clue, it'll be something down under in A class.
Thank him for what?
Anyway, we've got to thank Mr. Rodgers. Mr. Rodgers because his parting gift, he gave Scott Brown a 2-year deal.
I know, but that's not the problem. He's got the fucking LG back, and we're going to go through all this shit again.
We'll cross that bridge. Anyway, we've been joined by the global ambassador who gives the news to the other side of the world. How we doing, Big Al?
Yeah, the news is broke down here as well on the other side of the world, gentlemen. It's sunny outside and Rodgers is gone, eh? Yeah, this is the time, all joking aside, guys, this is the time that we need to start turning the knife. We need to utilise this, because I don't think that the Lurgan bigot's got enough brains in him. I think he'll be off the ball here. Hopefully we can get a couple of favours on during the week, because he's gone to some place. That place he's gone to, they don't like him either. They see right through him as well. He'll be going back to the place that saw right through him. Call me cynical, but I think this move's been on for a few weeks. He leaves, he got sacked, but didn't he get sacked? It's been on the cards that suntan man's been going down south for probably since last summer. Things are all lined up to have a smooth transition for them. But they think it's going to be a smooth transition. We need to start turning the knife. We need to make sure we produce results, because I think the wheels are going to come off and they're going to fall to the bottom of the puddle.
Well, big cynical, I agree with you. I think it has been contrived a wee bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's been in the offing.
Yes. They've had to come out with quite a bit. Sorry, Kairos. Sorry.
I'm just saying we're too wrapped up with Rangers, and rightly so. We don't really bother about them too much. But when you just take a step back and look at it, the way the exit for the Hibs and the sort of a rumblings in the paper about Rodgers wasn't too happy and a couple of things going on and that type of thing. When you just sit and look at that, you think to yourself, that's no by chance. No way that's by chance.
And I'm not wanting to come across as too cynical, but do you think Mr. Rodgers will be wearing a poppy in Remembrance Day?
Of course he will.
Aye. See, some of the Leicester fans, they're wanting to chase him as well. Aye. What a horrible man, with a horrible club. I hope death and destruction come to that club one day. And they roll up that carpet. I'm so glad this morning. It's brilliant.
Do you think if you take the butterfly theory, where a butterfly flaps its wings and somewhere and it causes ructions somewhere else?
Yes.
Do you think the fact that the big fella in Australia has just get done?
Aye.
Do you think that'll cause any repercussions over at the Pedo Dome? Do you think?
Ructions all the way over there.
Yeah.
A tsunami.
A tsunami.
A tsunami of news.
The tsunami's coming.
A tsunami of paedophiles.
Aye.
That was we're slightly digressing, but that was the number 3 in the Catholic Church.
Right.
And the Pope sent him a letter in jail. It's in the papers here, but I'm telling you fact. The Pope, it's in the papers this morning. The Pope sent him a letter to congratulate him on all his hard work. Huh? On all his hard work. What does that tell you about them? You know what I mean?
It sums them up. It sums them up for top to bottom. It sums them up for top to bottom.
Where are you? You at work? Because you're sound.
I'm at work, I'm in the office.
All right. Well, is Miss Russia
I can't do Skype, like. No, Christina's doing on site. No, she's doing on site. She's a protection officer here. If there's any hassle, she sorts it out.
Hey, Al, has there been any Rangers news today? I've not heard anything.
Aye, there has been some Rangers news. Rodgers is gone. The rat has left the ship.
I was just thinking, the Bears. Are you coming over for the demo at BBC on the 16th of March?
I'm afraid I will not. No.
12:45. You could get an early flight.
I got an early flight. Aye, I'll try my best, man. No, I'll be working that Saturday.
All right.
You're beast overtime, big man. You're beast overtime. George, you still with us, mate?
Carry on.
You still with us, George?
Oh. Football-wise, Oxtia. Right, football-wise. Oh, there you go, George.
No, look, I wasn't even talk about him, minute, honestly.
No, I didn't.
I honestly.
Let's talk about football now.
Let's go on to blue.
I'll just. Can I just read you this wee tweet I got saying today? It's an absolute belter. It says Roger moaned about a new pitch costing us millions, so we done it for him. Reminds me of the time my Auntie Liz. I've got to keep a straight face here. My Auntie Liz moaned to my Uncle Andy about getting a new suite, so he went and got one in HP, only for her to run away from a wee guy for the bowling club. It reminds me of the same. I couldn't move when I got sent that.
I heard the disco lights are going part of the deal. They're going with him and all.
George, he's left the molesters to go to Leicester. No bad, eh?
George, I read somewhere that somebody wrote, "Do you think Celtic will ask the compliance officer to overturn Brendan's decision?"
That's right. I did say that.
They can't do that.
But football-wise, guys, They play the needle jabbers tomorrow. They play the spoon burners on Sunday, and then they play the shaggers next week. You know, so they've got
I'm
three
not
half
having the
games.
needle jabbers.
No, that's the ones for Leaf. That's the ones for Leaf.
You're going to have to do better than that.
Well, that's all they are. They're not. But anyway, they've got three hard games going.
Where do you get them from, Benny?
Hey,
I'm not going to call them their names. I could say some worse things about Hearts. I'll call them the needle jabbers, the spoon burners, and the shaggers.
The puddle
drinkers, the Motherwell, the carpet bowlers.
Brilliant.
No.
Brilliant. Well done, Jimmy.
Can we get this back to real life? I hear you cut your toenails on a Tuesday. What colour do you paint them?
No telling you. If you want to know, you better ask Ox, dear.
Ox, what colour does he paint them?
It depends, really.
Either red, white, and blue, or bright orange.
Nah, lime green.
Lime green.
He's been known to use different colours. You know, purple, orange,
pink,
American tan.
Yeah,
American tan tights. Are you still sniffing the knickers? Huh? I've not heard you for a while, Parahandy. Hope everything's all right with you.
Too busy crawling about the pampas grass.
He's been put off the boats. He's been caught doing something. He's just not told us yet. You know what I mean?
Can they get him out that laundry with all the Filipino fucking cleaners? Sorry, we're doing all the Filipino.
No, Big Al. Anyway, we go back to tomorrow night. You get back to your work.
2 seconds, I won't go back to it, but what I was going to say is our manager talking about it, and he was quite class again. He brushed off again, so all praise to Mr. Gerrard.
Yeah, here, mate. Listen, mate, always a pleasure. Thanks for the call.
No worries, man.
Cheers, take care. What a man.
Good laugh.
What a man. Right, George, you back with us? And then we're going to go to Blue Star.
George Logan. I don't want to talk about the Celtic.
All this hilarity means nothing if we don't win tomorrow night.
Absolutely right, pal. It's got to be tomorrow night. It's got to be.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, see all this Kieran and talking about him leaving and things like that. It's all a laugh because he says he's here to win day this and day that and day the next thing. And Brendan, we trust that bit. It means absolutely nothing. We'll all be doing in the dumps again tomorrow night or on Sunday if we didn't get the results we want. So it's back to what we were saying the other night. It's all right having a laugh and a joke and name dropping points, but we've got to win games. These games are a massive for us. We were saying the other night there, Kilmarnock was a massive game. We dealt with the game the other night there. It was a massive. This is a massive game tomorrow now. It's Dundee. Hamilton's a massive game. This is a massive game. We must win tomorrow. Do we have to win nice? I think it's getting to that point where we should be beating these teams like we said the other night there. These teams shouldn't be in the same park as us, so we should be taking points off these teams. And they sat in against us the last game and got a draw. It doesn't matter.
George, you know, think.
Cairo. There's people just coming out to join us, mate. We'll be joined by Wheels, Evening Wheels.
How we doing, guys?
All right, mate. All right, what's on your mind, mate?
Sorry, I'm late phoning in. My house has only stopped shaking for the Timplosion. So, sorry, I'm late.
Was that the best you could do?
That was the best I could come up with.
All right, okay, we'll give you that.
I was going to say I'm really happy, but that's too obvious.
Oh, I like that one. That was quite funny.
Do you know what?
You're happy.
We need to grab this opportunity instantly.
Here and put pressure on them. Real pressure on them.
Right away, man. Right away. Do you know what I mean? There's every chance that will destroy the players for tomorrow night for them. Every chance.
Which, I mean, we'd always want Hearts to beat them, but if they drop any points tomorrow night and we can win the goals we've been winning by,
aye,
they're picking up momentum. Is that fair to say, that, Blue Star?
Well, I ask you the same question again. Should it give our players extra impetus to really go out and bust these other teams? No. It should. It definitely should. They should be busting a gut tomorrow night to win.
Should be busting a gut anyway.
Doesn't matter what happened to the City today.
No, I know that, but you know what I mean. should it give them a wee bit extra? They're playing in front of our own fans tomorrow night. They're playing in the best of pitches. We should be going out and making a statement tomorrow night yet again. Another 5, another 6, whatever. But certainly to win the game.
I know what you're saying there, Blue Star, but it shouldn't. What's happened with the puddle drinkers shouldn't interfere with what we've got today. As Oxtier said earlier on, all we need to do is keep going out and winning. You know, the only thing I saw that made me smile today was a smile on Steven Gerrard's face, because look, when he had that slip, when Demba Bass went through and scored against Liverpool, Brendan Rodgers crucified that man privately, right? So that's where his wee smirk came from, Steven Gerrard today. But the Rangers team that I support and you support, Blue Stars, should go there tomorrow, no matter what's happening there at the Puddle Drinkers.
Absolutely.
Right, so, no, let them implode. They've got John Kennedy picking the team, right, and Popcorn Mouth's involved in it as well. So let them take care of themselves. The All Hearts place is a good place to go under these circumstances. So that should be good. And let's hope when me and all the other Bears are sitting at Ibrox tomorrow, we hear the result coming through, and then we can walk out there tomorrow at least knowing that it affected them. Then we'll see what happens at the weekend when the Popcorn Mouths go to Easter Road with the Spoon Burners playing the Puddle Drinkers. That's like a goddamn monster movie.
Do you think Liam Dempsey will give Mr. Leonard a warm welcome at the weekend? Anyway, that's another story. Cairo, we've got to win football matches, mate. We've got to.
Aye, absolutely. That's what I was just interjecting earlier on. Doesn't matter what happens the other side of the city. It doesn't matter what happens at Aberdeen. If we go and win all our games, we're hunky-dory. I think we'll win the league. Now, are we going to win all our games? That's what it is. That's how every game that comes up, the next one's it's the most important. We should just go and play our game. I think we should keep ourselves immune for what's happening with them. Stick to our game plan and go for it.
Bridge?
Bridge is on mute.
I agree with Cairo. Yeah, 100% with Cairo. We've got to stick to our own game plan. But in the back of our mind, when we come off the park, Jimmy was saying, somewhere along the line, we're going to be interested in just what's happened. Because, this could be a calamity for them. And they're going out there with a reserve team coach, or assistant coach, whatever he's called, under the new regime. And the players might be still be in shock. The whole lot of them might be in shock. And if that's the case, then maybe Hearts might do us a favour. They drop, as just as you said yourself, Fox, if they drop any points at all, the ashes will be jumping, I'll tell you.
Yeah, travel.
I mean, I think Al was saying earlier about how they've got some difficult games coming up. Let's be clear, we've got hard games coming up as well. We've got Kilmarnock, we've got Aberdeen, I think we've got Hibs as well, and then we've got them at the end of the month, and then we're starting to get towards the top 6, so we're going to be playing all these teams again. We have got a long run of difficult games coming up. We need to continue to go into these games, hopefully on a good run and with confidence. And if we go and just do our own business, then that's all we need to be concentrating on. I couldn't care less whether they hit a high spot or whether they go on a downer. We need to just keep going and going about our business. I'm confident we can go to Celtic Park and beat them. And even more so now with him as the manager, we can go there and do it, but we've got to believe it, and we've got to go out and do a job tomorrow night, follow on and just get on a good run. That's what we need to do.
Can I jump in a wee minute? Just what Travel saying there about the fixtures that they've got. You know what I mean? They have got a decent run of fixtures, guys, coming up. You know what I mean? On the Saturday, the March the 9th, I mean, they play the Shaggers. But after that, by the way, they've got some... No, they play Dundee. Play Livingston. Hamilton Accies. No, they're St Mirren. So...
and who have we got, Jimmy, then?
Well, we're no bad, and the fact is that we play Kilmarnock on the 16th of September, 16th of March, right? So I mean, the last game of the split is against Motherwell away. We play Hearts at Ibrox. We play the Puddle Drinkers at home. The Puddle Dome, and we play Kilmarnock the 16th. We play the Spoon Burners away. That's a week on Friday.
And it's all hard games we've got, Jimmy. But
you're right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I concur with what you're saying, Sam. A lot of people are saying there that we've got. No, they've got games to go as well, but I think we've got a harder run in than they've got.
Yeah.
Definitely think we've got a far harder run than they've got. They're playing 4 out of the bottom 5 bottom teams in the league. We're no. So I mean, we're playing the Spoon Burners on a Friday night, and obviously it's the Scottish Cup, but we play the Scottish Cup against the Shaggers, and then the following Friday we play the Spoon Burners, and then we play Kilmarnock the Saturday.
But listen,
we've game for Kilmarnock yet, no?
We're gone. We're on a roll. We just need to keep this roll going.
Of course, we are on a roll, but we need to. Let's not get complacent, and I know what's happening there with the Spoon Burners, right? They're not going to be doing nothing. But the Puddle Drinkers are imploding, and we can use that to our advantage, but we can't get too carried away with that. What we're going to do...
Jimmy, you can say whoever we're playing, it doesn't matter. See, once the pressure, if there's a bit of pressure put on them, look at the seasons that we've won in Helicopter Sundays and all that.
Aye.
There was results in the run in there that nobody was expecting. So it doesn't matter whether it's Dundee or it's Kilmarnock you're playing. Every game is going to be hard.
I would think after tomorrow night, I'll say after tomorrow night, we get a good result against Dundee, right? And the Puddle Drinkers get a bad result in their case. Good result for us against Hearts. Then I would start to think they're in bother. And that would be good. Because if they get beat and they bring it, and we can bring it back to 5 points, and even if they draw and we bring it back to 6, then that's a great result for us.
Goals,
beating them.
Goals, Jimmy. We need to go for goals.
And you come.
See, the thing is, right, see if they drop points again, say Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, whoever it is, then we beat them twice. There's your 8 points. Do you know what I mean? Easier said than done, I know that, I understand that, but that's how it's clawed back. They drop points against Hearts, Hibs or Aberdeen, whoever it might be. We beat them twice. There's your 8 points gone.
Can I come in, Alex?
On you go, mate.
I was just going to say, like, the guys have mentioned that a wee bit earlier, but I have to say it again. It's the same thing I say every week. Every game we've got between now and the end of the season, including all the cup games, they're going to be the biggest games of our season. Yeah. As they come, one after the other, they're going to be the biggest games of our season, and we need to win them. No matter what anyone says, we need to put the ball in the back of the net, and we need to win the games. Otherwise, whatever happens across the road, across the city, other side of the city, won't make a blind bit of difference. We need to look after ourselves. We need to win the games. We need to be up for everything. And I'm including the 2 games against them. We need to be up for them. And we need to be up for them big style. We've started looking good the last couple of games, scoring a lot of goals. We need to keep that going. Keep it going.
He's right, Blue Star, isn't he? He's right.
100%. And see what Bridgman's saying there. Every game, we've got to treat it the same way. We hear the all analogies all the time. The next game's the most important, but it really is. The next game's the most important. And the very fact that we've only went 4 or 5 games on the trot, that's nothing to our Rangers squad, guys. Let's be honest here. So see the likes of a dozen games, and we know they'll be difficult, but a dozen games should be nothing to us. We should be able to do that. And I genuinely believe we can do it. But as Bridgman says, the next game's the most important one. And it's just got to carry on like that. The mindset's got to be bang on. Next game, score goals and win. That's all we can do.
And Cairo, you just sometimes you just need the break of the ball as well.
Well, I think you've heard me on here before dozens of times, Ox, saying that the breaks of the ball and making your own. You make your own luck, I think. And I think, I know the odd time there's something, there you get the wee bit bad break of the ball, but 99% of the time, I think you make your own luck. If you've 13 shots at goal and one of them ricochets in, well, that's you making your own luck type of thing. So, I think we've got a wee bit of momentum about us. I think when your confidence is up, you try things, they come off. You get the other team thinking about what you're doing, no thinking what they're doing. And it just all comes together. And my biggest worry, and I said it the last time I was on this call is we've had that many false dawns where we say, right, we're getting there. I just hope this time we get it, and anything that gives us an advantage to do that, we should take it, and we should use it to our advantage as well to get. You shouldn't need motivated getting in these games, man. Go for 55. It's 55 we're going for.
Nothing that happens away for clubs should motivate our players anymore. They should be fully motivated.
Of course.
I take Blue Stars pointing that the whole place would get a lift with having a laugh today. But when you do the business in the morning, they should be motivated.
It's a distraction, Ox, that are a detraction for the normal stuff. And it's for a change for us over the past 6 or 7 years. This is a pleasant distraction for us.
Yes, yeah.
It's an unpleasant one for them. We never designed it. They've designed it themselves. It's a self-destruct one they've got. So that makes it even better for us. But it's something to take us away from the sort of a crap we've been suffering for the last wee while.
Can I just one other point I just wanted to raise is this run-in that's coming now, and I take on board guys are maybe thinking about the distraction and all the rest of it. The manager has went out and signed players who have been over this course before. So you've got your Alan McGregor, Stephen Davis, and even Big Kyle, who, if anybody wants a sign, Kyle started scoring. This is his time of the season. I'm not his greatest fan, but I'll always remember him for what he has done in the March, April, May games that we needed to just get a goal, and he's come on and he's done it. Or even the Helicopter Sunday type game where he goes out and just bang bang and it's finished. We've got some of these players, and in the past we've not had players that have had that experience, and I'm hoping that even Jermaine Defoe experience. There's going to be games where we're going to struggle and we're going to just steal it 1-0. And this is where we're going to rely on players, and hopefully somebody like Stephen Davis is going to provide us that. So every game's going to be a battle. And if some of them might be 5-0, some of them's going to be 2-1.
Yeah.
And we just need to keep working hard at it.
Fair comment, mate. I mean, by the way, big laugh that he does it again. We need to name one of the stands after him.
I better believe it.
I tell you what, Ox, see as a fan, right? Don't know how you feel, but see as a fan, there is one thing that I hate the sort of more.
with that Michael Stewart, and he then turned it against the Rangers again. So I think, and I've noticed some of the ones are starting to. I noticed Neil McCann had come out the other day, and I think Alex Ray had started to kind of turn these tune. People are starting to speak up and defend our club. Now, I think we've got to continue with that, and hopefully the groundswell continues. That people, ex-players, will come out, hopefully start to come out and defend our club, and please please let our own club come out and defend. We should be asking. Peter Lawwell hopefully will be interviewed at some point over the next couple of days. He should be getting asked questions, not just about Brendan, but about other things that's happening at his club that are kept very quiet. With the sectarianism, the whole Green Brigade carry on.
What about unemployment? When are they going to employ a Scotsman as manager? It's a problem.
No, I think. How about the religion of their manager? I think if you wanted to look at the history of that, there'd be certain questions should be asked there as well. In fact, it's more likely when we're going to have a non-Catholic Lord Provost or non-Catholic Celtic manager, it's going to come first.
Mm-hmm. Why is the Union Jack flag no flying at Celtic Park?
And they're always rambling on about their 67 team. Why did they never mention there was 7 so-called proddies in that team? It never gets a peep. You know what I mean?
Anyway, more important, let's hope the Rangers get a victory tomorrow night.
Here.
I hope so. Talking about that, I think we'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 with a pre-match show. All things being equal, well, obviously Fox will win the game, but no new cow and beef in.
So they don't need to bring these extra ones, no?
No, he's sorted, mate. He's sorted.
Any predictions, Ox, for tomorrow?
It's a cola cube tomorrow.
I met him at the bistro.
It's a cola cube.
I poke it.
Any predictions for tomorrow night? We'll score as many goals as we've done in the last 2 games. There we go. How's that going?
Good on you. That's good. I like that.
So,
hat-trick for that medal.
All right, Bridgeman. That time of the evening, bro.
Just when you said there, you said about the number of goals, I thought, fantastic. If we could get that, it would be just out of this world, wouldn't it? But we should go out there and be that team tomorrow. I'm quite happy to take a 1-0, but obviously I'm looking for a mollification. I'll be there anyway, shouting on my team for sure. You can bet your boots on that. Can I just say to other Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here, another marvellous night in Rangers radio. So every one of us, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers still really need us. They still really need us. Keep it going.
Here. Can I thank each and every one of you for taking the time to join us here at Rangers Radio, all the callers to the show tonight, too many to mention. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:45, with a pre-match show. Take it away. Old school Blue Fox.
I've sailed the wide Atlantic, crossed the broad Pacific shore. I've sailed around the stormy capes, I've heard the parties roar. I fly the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea. Oh, there's a sea back home in Scotland, means more than all the rest to me. It's the blue sea of Eyebrow. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue sea of Eyebrows. And it happens when the orange beat the green. No more I'll sail the 7 seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. At 3 o'clock each Saturday, I'll join a happy throng, with Rangers banners all around, will proudly sing this song. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of my brow. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of my brows. And it happens when the orange beat the green. It's the blue, yes, the blue sea of my brows. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, it's the blue sea of my brows.